For President Trump says he is anticipating a major economic rebound in the coming months as the nation's death toll from COVID-19 continues to climb and jobless claims rise. And daycare owners are hoping for more guidance from Governor Beshear about when they might be able to reopen.
And the gloomy weather continues, but for how long? We'll have that answer right now at 4.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4 this afternoon, the president will focus remarks on protecting a group that is most vulnerable to the coronavirus, senior citizens. Earlier today, the president continued to sound an optimistic note on some dismal economic numbers. CBS's Skylar Henry is at the White House with the latest.
I think we're going to make a very strong comeback.
President Trump predicts the economy will bounce back, despite news that more than 30 million Americans filed for unemployment over the past 6 weeks, and the GDP took its sharpest drop since the Great Recession.
I think you're going to see economic numbers that are going to be fantastic. I believe it very strongly.
CBS News has confirmed a report that the president's economic advisor sent a memo saying these 9 states will lead an economic recovery.
A wonderful state.
Another state's governor, New Jersey's Phil Murphy, a Democrat, met with President Trump at the White House Thursday. He made the case for more funding for states like his, hit hard by the coronavirus.
This is to allow us to keep firefighters, teachers, police, EMS on the payroll, serving the communities in their hour of need.
On the healthcare front, the White House has launched an initiative called Operation Warp Speed, focused on rapidly getting a vaccine.
I hope we're going to have a vaccine, and we're going to fast track it like you've never seen before.
The FDA is working on an emergency use authorization of the drug remdesivir to treat hospitalized COVID-19 patients after an NIH study showed promising results.
The data shows that remdesivir has a clear-cut, significant positive effect in diminishing the time to recovery.
I couldn't be more inspired.
Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence traveled to his home state of Indiana, where he toured a GM plant that's manufacturing ventilators. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
One of the most important things is quality.
On Twitter, President Trump urged Americans who haven't yet received a direct payment to go to the IRS website. He also told reporters his team is still looking into the possibility of another direct payment to many Americans. A child was diagnosed with the coronavirus in Johnson County. Health officials there say the patient is an 8-year-old girl. She is the 3rd confirmed case in Johnson County. Health officials say she is recovering at home and doing well. They still urge everyone to follow the CDC guidelines such as social distancing and washing your hands often. As Governor Beshear begins to loosen restrictions across Kentucky, some businesses are still left in limbo. Childcare centers are hoping for more direction from the governor. WYMT's Will Puckett has more.
So schools have been informed that they will no longer hold in-person classes for the remainder of the year. But for child care services, their directions have been few and far between. At Children's House Montessori in Hazard, owner Amy Terry has secured an SBA loan that will allow her to continue to operate for 8 weeks while running at only a quarter capacity. While hoping for more direction for child care centers from Frankfort, she is left with asking more questions, finding new ways herself to work under tight restrictions, hoping that she will be able to open at least half capacity soon and bring back her full-time staff.
So everything about our way of life is different. You know, we did a lot of cleaning before, but we do more.
Now, a medical professional comes twice a day to take the temperatures of everyone in the building. If a child has a temperature, they take them to a room in the building and have a guardian come and pick them up. If a worker has a temperature, they're sent home for the day. In Hazard, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
On May 11th, as part of Phase 1 of Kentucky's reopening, a handful of industries will reopen, including manufacturing and construction. But one of those on the list is pet grooming. In Hazard at Barnyard Boutique, which serves as both a grooming business and a rescue, the rescue was the only thing open, but the revenue from the grooming side came to a halt. Owner Beth Vaughn continues being the lone worker here, caring for the rescues. She says she is excited and surprised about being among the first group to open.
I was really looking to be in phase 2. Not that I feel like groomers are the bottom of the totem pole, but a lot of people don't understand pet grooming. You know, most people think, you know, oh, it's just take your dog in and you cut the hair and make it cute. Really, it's a health hazard, you know, for the animals to let them go without grooming.
She says besides wearing masks while interacting with the public, things will not be much different. They already aggressively sanitize, have appointments spread out in intervals, and wear masks to clean the dogs. In West Virginia, students who will be seniors during the 2020-21 school year will be able to take the SAT for free in the fall. This helps students submit their scores in time for college admission and also helps them qualify for the state's Promise Scholarship. The primary test date will be September 23rd, but counties may choose a test date of October 14th as well. Counties also have a 10-day window to administer tests to students who require accommodations. A makeup date is set for October 28th. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, all statewide spring 2020 testing was suspended after Governor Jim Justice closed all West Virginia schools on March 13th. As events continue to get canceled or postponed, one specific event many look forward to, especially this time of year, is their wedding day. WYMT's Madison program takes a look at how event venues and brides are dealing with COVID-19.
In many people's minds, it's supposed to be the best day of their life, your wedding day.
We've had some brides that have postponed. We've had one of our May brides move to September. We've had one of our June brides move to June next year.
The coronavirus outbreak brought the wedding bells to a halt.
But it's just hard to eliminate your grandparents or your lifelong friends out of your perfect day and the day that's supposed to be, you know, the best.
Many event venues like The Perfect Place work to accommodate couples as they plan to one day walk down the aisle.
Helping them go through their guest list, letting them reschedule for later dates.
Also making plans to implement social distancing during the big day.
Whereas we normally will set the church pews like 3 foot apart, we're going to set them 6 foot apart, make families sit on the pews with each other.
Nicole Schaus, the owner of The Perfect Place, says these couples are making the most out of an unfortunate situation.
We have several brides who are having the face mask made in their bridal colors.
Getting creative along the way.
Who would have thought there'd been a day that your wedding favor would be hand sanitizer and a face mask, but that's what it's resorted to.
But looking past the flowers and table settings, one thing remains true.
It's all about you and him and the rest of your lives together. We can always do renewals later on down the road.
Looking forward on whatever day a couple gets to say I do. In Perry County, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
With the fluid COVID-19 situation, Schaus says they will evaluate event dates and plans as the time comes.
Well, it's been another gloomy and a little bit of a rainy day here in the mountains. Not as rainy as it was yesterday, but still seeing those clouds and those rain chances. We'll go ahead and take you up to a few of those cameras. As we look on top of Buffalo Mountain, you could see the rain actually falling on the camera. So looking very gloomy and even a little bit foggy over there. We could see some fog issues, especially late tonight, early into tomorrow. You see those scattered rain chances as we look at pinpoint Doppler. They're just very stray, very light rain chances. As you can see, kind of just those greens across the area. And I don't think all of that quite is reaching the ground, but just kind of that misty rain outside as well. Temperatures into the lower 50s, a lot cooler than we were yesterday as we were in the 70s. So it's feeling a lot cooler out there and not feeling like we are almost into May. Those winds though out there are definitely making it feel a little bit on the breezy side. You see those winds gusting anywhere. They've been gusting up to about 20 miles per hour today, but right now they're anywhere from maybe 5, 10 to close to 15 miles per hour. And as we look at tonight though, we are going to see temperatures drop into about those low to mid 40s. We're going to hang on a few showers tonight, and as we head into your Friday, I promise sunshine returns. Doesn't look to return though until Saturday. I'll have the rest of your Friday and weekend forecast coming up in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige. We continue to cover a heartbreaking situation out of Bath County. Kentucky State Police say 5 children in an Amish family were swept away yesterday after trying to cross a flooded road in their carriage. It happened near the Salt Lick community. 4 of the children have been found dead, and the search continues for the 5th. Today, a dive team was called in. The muddy water is making the search more difficult. A neighbor tells us the Amish community has always been nice, polite, and friendly, and he wanted people to rally around this family. The FAA is investigating a runway incident last week involving actor and aviation enthusiast Harrison Ford. It happened as the 77-year-old actor was piloting an aircraft at Hawthorne Airport in Los Angeles. He crossed a runway where another plane was landing. One of Ford's representatives said the actor misheard an air traffic control radio instruction. The representative said Ford immediately realized his error and apologized to ATC. There were no injuries and never any risk of a collision. An FAA spokesperson said the 2 planes were 3,600 feet apart. This is not the first incident Ford has had.
Battle lines are being drawn, people versus COVID-19, and healthcare workers are on the front lines. But what happens when you have to pick your profession or parenting? I'm Diane King Hall with a look at one frontline worker's personal family struggle.
Scattered rain chances continue tonight and into tomorrow, but do we see that sunshine return any tomorrow? I'll have that answer coming up.